Hi, my name is Jill Briganti, and I'm a fourth grade teacher this year. Here is a little view of my classroom. I've been teaching for 13 years and I'm finally working on my master's degree. And I'm really excited to see how this program improves my everyday work and the life that I lead with all of my students. So my dispositions to teach, I'm thankful for this opportunity to do some reflection. I have high expectations. I look for ways to meet biblical, school, and state standards in my classroom and hold them accountable to those standards. I expect and encourage them to learn, participate, and achieve. They help set the expectations at the beginning of the year, and we work together to meet our goals. Respect. I have worked with kids of diverse ethnic and religious backgrounds for about 15 years. I've had the pleasure of helping different kids learn English or working with kids in other countries. And I live in Los Angeles, which is an incredibly diverse location. So my classroom is populated by kids from all different backgrounds. And in my classroom, we embrace and celebrate our differences. Fairness. I work really hard to be a fair teacher and to offer every opportunity for students to get good grades, and yet still reflect areas that they need to improve. I've learned to listen to them, to adjust what I can on my end to meet their needs, and I try to be pleasant and encouraging, but also consistently uphold the rules and provide structure, boundaries, and discipline for my students. Personal conduct. Appearance and hygiene are of utmost importance to kids. They really notice what a teacher looks like, so I try to go beyond professional dress and incorporate things that they respond to, such as colorful clothing, which I am not wearing today, or unusual jewelry. I try to show respect for myself so that they will also respect me. Reflection. I spend a lot of time in self-reflection, maybe too much. But I do not always want to invite the feedback of the parents of my students. I feel that could be a little bit crushing. And so that's something that I would like to work towards, being able to find a good way to bring them into the discussion about what we do in the classroom. So, but one of the things that I do like to do is go to my coworkers, my administration, and to find and invite their feedback about how things are going, how I can improve. And so that's something that I think I can always keep working on, just looking for ideas. Curiosity. My goal is to get kids to be lifelong learners and ask questions and discover all the neat things they can about life. When we study bugs, I get them to collect and care for creatures that they catch. We make art projects out of studying the human body, and I bring in animals to dissect and understand, even if it isn't part of the curriculum. You can see over here we have a discovery zone with the bug club, and that has been a successful tool that I've used in every class that I've taught with, no matter what the age group. Everybody's fascinated by bugs. Everybody wants to touch them and look closely at them, and so that's something that I will probably always use in my classroom. Honesty. I try to have the best motives for my students and admit when a lesson doesn't work or when I don't convey the material properly. Not everything I do is a success, and I have to own up to it and learn from negative and positive experiences. One thing I learned early on is that it's really important not to promise things to kids or their parents that I can't follow through on. That breaks their trust. So I try to be more calculating in my commitments. Compassion. I really love my students. I've always had a lot of compassion for kids, but since I had a traumatic brain injury 2 years ago, I really learned to look out for the needs of those who are struggling or who have mental or physical limitations. Nothing is more frustrating than not being able to do what you need to do. I like to ask students how they're doing and hear from their perspective to help improve my plans. Advocacy. This is where the struggle is for me, because while I can build positive relationships with students, it is difficult for me to stand my ground in the face of opposition from administration or even from parents. I find out what a child needs, and sometimes it is difficult to bring resolution to these problems. Sometimes they need special help. Sometimes it's in the form of an IEP meeting or special homework policies or lowered expectations. It's hard to communicate that clearly and find the best solution. So this is an area that I would like to grow in. Dedication. Even on the worst day, it is still the best day in the classroom with a bunch of kids. I try to look the part, participate with the faculty, attend meetings, and actively walk around the classroom to help kids. I've always struggled to make deadlines at the end of the quarter with report cards, but I do get it done in time. I'm still learning the trick of the trade for how to structure my time and not be overrun by the demands. I have improved on this since I started teaching 13 years ago. I used to stay at school till 11 o'clock at night, and I don't think that was a great solution. So I've been working on getting my work done in a more timely way while still being dedicated to the work and to the people that I spend all my time with, all these little kids. So one thing that I really need to work on is getting to school on time. I generally run about 5 minutes late everywhere I go, and that's not something that I'm proud of, and that definitely is something that I can work on. So I hope that you enjoyed my professional dispositions. Once again, here is a picture of my classroom at this time in my professional development.